Hi, I'm Jamie Glowacki. If you're new to my channel, I am the author of Oh Crap Potty Training and Oh Crap I Have a Toddler. I teach parents how to use connection and curiosity in their parenting instead of coercion and compliance. Today I want to talk about a social media hot button, and that is called mom shaming. And I think this notion of mom shaming is actually screwing us as moms, and not in the way you might think. So we all know the word, I'm sure. We've all kind of felt it, I'm sure. I saw this pretty big influencer who's pregnant went on social media saying, "Oh my God, you guys, I've been mom shamed before my baby's even born." And what had happened was her friend had given her a nutrition book about pregnancy and said, like, "I found this really helpful. I thought you might like to read through it in your pregnancy." And she was like, "Can you believe it?" And I really that was a sort of turning point for me that made me really stop and investigate this whole term mom shaming, because we as moms are the most helpful demographic. We are the number one demographic advertised to. Advertisers can't wait to get their hands into the mom market because we talk. We find products that are great, that are useful, and we can't wait to share. If we find a hack, if we find an easier way of doing something, we can't wait to tell the masses. That's like literally how my book, Oh Crap Potty Training, got even on the map, because moms talk, right? If something works, they love it, they talk to their friends. The other thing that's simultaneously happening is every mom I know is bitching about not having a village, right? Where's the village? When's the village going to show up? I'm parenting without the village. And we're parenting in vacuums. We're not parenting with the villages that parents had in yesteryear or in other cultures. But here's the thing. The village comes in all kinds of ways, right? The village doesn't just show up to take care of your kids and babysit and cook you meals. The village comes because it's a network of people who offer advice and help. And yes, some of it is unsolicited. Yes? So I think we're really doing ourselves a disservice that anytime somebody says something that we don't like, we don't agree with, or if they suggest something, we take that as a personal affront. You're judging me, you're mom shaming me. We're really tossing out the village. The village often offers unsolicited advice. But the thing that's more worrisome, listen, there's only two ways to be shamed. This whole idea of you're shaming me. We're only shamed if we are publicly humiliated, right? That can happen. That often happens. I work with people who have deep wounds from being shamed in school, either by a teacher or getting pantsed in the middle of a rally, right? Public humiliation causes shame. Another thing that causes shame as adults is when somebody says something to us and we have a doubt about it. We have a nugget of truth in there and it makes us defensive, right? Because otherwise, if you make choices and you are confident in your choices, you have no shame, no matter what somebody tries to sling your way. I am a homeschooler. If you tell me, "Oh my God, you homeschool kids are so weird and unsocialized," literally, I don't feel a thing, because that's not my experience. My child is more well socialized than anybody I know, and I would be like, "Oh, okay, you kind of don't know what you're talking about." But I would not say, "Oh my God, that person shamed me." I didn't feel an iota of shame. Yes, I have an example. I am wildly allergic to mosquito bites, and I have to wear 40% DEET. I'm a big hippie, non-toxic liver and liver of life, and I have to put 40% DEET on my body in the summertime. And I will once in a while say this, and I'll say, "I've tried everything." And somebody will, come to me either in person or online and be like, "Oh, have you tried citronella? DEET is like poison." Didn't shame me. You know what's worse than 40% DEET? Open wounds, because that's what mosquitoes do to me. I get these lesions, I scratch in the middle of the night, and I get infected wounds. So yes, I might die 10 years earlier than you. I don't know. I'm wearing the DEET. But I didn't feel shame, even though people tell me, "Oh, it's poison." So if somebody says something to you that you don't agree with, you can always say, "Thanks so much for that advice, but my family's good. We've made this decision." If somebody says, "Oh, your kid is doing X, Y, and Z, maybe it's red dye 40, and you don't think it is," that's not shaming you. Just say, "No, thank you." "Oh, we've looked at that," or "We're not looking at that. Thank you, though. I don't need your advice in this matter." So we have to be more confident in our choices, and we have to be bolder in the choices we've made. And then there's no shame in that. this largely comes into play too. If you are commenting on an Instagram post, like stop the mom shaming, Instagram's a billboard. Drive right on by. You don't stop and call the billboard company and be like, your billboard was shaming me, right? This isn't all shame. People are trying to spread information that worked for them, that, hey, maybe you want to look into this. But again, I think if we just blindly block this off and say, no, this is all mom shaming, we're going to be by ourselves with no new information. And it's really tricky in this world because no matter what your social media is, it's really skewed to you and your preferences. They've proven that time and time again. So none of us, we all have to be careful of living in a vacuum because we get sort of solitary information. Don't let it go into this like I'm being mom shamed. Instead, let's have confidence in our choices and be bold enough to say to our friends, thank you, but no. And then you still have a relationship, because if you think everybody's trying to shame you, you end up running out of options and you're not going to get any help or any new information. And I really do think, in the past, think about what the village was. It was aunties, it was uncles, it was grandmas. It was a lot of meddling women who gave you a lot of advice that you might not have wanted. And that still happens today, right? Still not mom shaming. So again, take all the information you get, filter it through. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe I'll, go down a Google rabbit hole and see if there's any merit to what this person's saying. Oh, maybe, I never thought of it that way. I never thought maybe my kid's behavior could be connected to nutrition. Let me look at that, right? But again, if we just instantly block it, we're just going to be lonely. I don't want to parent by myself. I don't want to parent in a world where nobody is looking out for me or maybe offering advice or offering help, right? I want a rich community and where somebody may see something about my kid that I don't see. I have my blind spots, right? So again, I think it's screwing us in a big way if we get really knee-jerk reactionary about this term mom shaming. And again, you can't feel shame unless it's there. Yeah, it has to be something that's very targeted. It's very you. It's not an Instagram post. It's not a YouTube video. So we have to be less delicate. We're moms. We're resilient. We can do this. So if you've liked this video, and you are looking for more resources, I do have paid and free resources in the description of this video. And I have courses, I have blog posts, and most importantly, I have my 2 podcasts, Oh Crap Parenting and Oh Crap Potty Training. And as always, if you want to comment, if you have any questions, that's great. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. Other than that, have an awesome day. As always, rock on.